Hey guys, welcome back to Renewal and Christ podcast. Hi, if you're new, my name is Francine. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are a returning listener, hey, what's up? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing good, and I'm glad that you're joining me today because today's topic is one that is very much needed, especially now that we've hit the second half of the year. Can you guys believe it? 2024 is flying by. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like this because I feel like ever since the year began, it's just been go, 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 go. I feel like after COVID, so many things have just been flying by. 2020, 2021 was such a slow year, but from 2022 till now, it has just been going like it's on full speed motion. And I wanted to just take a little bit of time to reset this year, to refocus, to re-strategize my life, my year, and moving forward how I want to carry myself. And this is the perfect time to have this conversation because as I said, it is the middle of the year and we do have 6 months left. By the time you guys watch this, it will be July, unfortunately, because I just know how I am. I will procrastinate to edit this because I just feel so overwhelmed. With every episode, I do my best to not just make it entertaining because it's not about entertaining, it's about really giving you guys gems that can help you be renewed. Like the name of my ministry, the name of my, I want to say, brand is Renewal. So I take that very seriously. Everything that I do is about renewing. It's about becoming anew. It's about changing, evolving. And it's something that I want to personally live out. It's not something that I'm just trying to preach to the choir and then, be out here having no integrity at all, having no compassion, having no sense of urgency to want to be a better person. No, I want to live what I preach. So in the month of June, I took some time off of social media. I took some time to just regroup and refocus and understand what it is that God needs of me and what it means to be a true child of God. Because in this generation, I feel like we have watered down what it means to be a child of God. And I wanted to go back to what the word says and what God Himself is saying, in particular to my life. So the first thing that I did is I went ahead and gave away 60% of my clothing. Yes, I didn't give away raggedy clothes. I didn't give away clothing that was torn or messed up. No, I gave away clothing that were in good condition. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the story. I'm not gonna give you guys the whole story because I feel like certain things are just not for us to share. I don't believe in sharing about I don't believe in this thing of having to share everything because everything will encourage somebody. Certain things just needs to be kept between you and God, right? Especially things that you do for people. Yeah, so I packed up all the clothing and I packed up shoes, right? That I was gonna donate to somebody. And I was going to give it to this thrift shop where they sell things. I was not gonna ask them for any money, where sometimes they do compensate people that give them stuff, but I just wanted to give it away. I was not going to, ask for any money or anything like that. And as soon as I wanted to do that, the Holy Spirit said, go outside and find somebody to give it to. So I went outside and I stood outside and I said, okay, God, who should I give it to? The street was empty. There was nobody walking on the street. I said, God, did you really tell me to come out here and give it to somebody, but there's nobody there? And God was like, go inside, go fetch the bags, and then when you come out, there'll be somebody. I said, cool. Now, you guys may be thinking, Francine, how do you know it's God? Because you just know. When God speaks, you just know your thoughts and you know what's not your thoughts. Like, example, if I'm looking at somebody and I'm thinking, damn, that's a really nice wig. That's my thoughts. But if I hear, go give her 100 rand, are you sure I'm telling myself to go give somebody 100 rand? Like, come on now, we know that's God, right? So it was the exact same way. It's cool. So I come inside and I take my bags and I take the shoes and I'm walking out with these 3 big bags, right, of clothing and jackets and everything. And so I step out and I leave the bag at the gate. I go to the road to look again. And I say, God, you know what? I'm just going to give the first person who I see. And I see 2 people walking by and God highlighted this one man. God is like, this one. And so I look at this man and I just went up to him. He looked very scary. I promise you, if this guy saw me on the road, probably at night, he would probably rob me. I'm just being very blank with you. He looked like the type that you do not want to speak to. And so I went up to him. I was a bit scared because it was nighttime, right? It was about 8 p.m. And it gets really dark at around 8 p.m. in South Africa. if it was summertime, it would have been a bit brighter, but it's winter. So I went up to him and I was like, hey, I have a couple of clothing that I'm giving away. Would you want them? And he was so excited. He was like, yes, yes, yes. Mind you, this guy had a t-shirt and just a pair of pants, and it was freezing cold outside. So I thought, okay, cool. I gave him the bags. On the spot, he starts like looking through the clothing, and he just starts putting the clothing on. Like he starts putting three shirts, fourth shirt, fifth shirt, and I'm like, why are you putting on all the clothes? He's like, oh, my sister, I'm so cold. I was literally just yesterday begging for somebody to give me some old clothes because I all my things were stolen and da 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 da. And I thought, damn. And the Holy Spirit was like, go upstairs. You have two jackets that you got. So I have these really big jackets that I got from college last year. Really, really thick jacket, like great quality rain jacket. Like that jacket, even my brother borrowed it at one point. Like it's really good. And I've always kept it for like the rainy days and stuff. And God was like, go give him that jacket. I was like, really, God? I went ahead, took the jacket, and took another extra jacket that God told me to get. Basically, the bottom line of the story, I basically took that guy out. The reason why I am sharing this story is because a lot of us, we are so used to accumulating things, we're so used to getting as much as we can. But in order for us to progress in life, there's so much stripping away that we need to do. There's so much cutting away that we need to do. There's so much room that we need to make for new things. God cannot give you more if your hand is already full, right? You need to release some of the baggage. You need to release some of the goods. You need to release some of the control so that God can have space to work in your life. While we have 6 months left, or rather, as you're watching this video, as we have 5 months left for 2024 to end, what is it in your life that you need to let go of? And I'm not trying to make everybody be a minimalist or not have a lot of things, but change is very important. Change is what encourages growth. If you are confined to a small space, you are limiting yourself to be able to reach the potential that God wants you to reach. And it was after I did what I did and I made room in my room for more things. I made room in my mind. I decluttered my mind. I released a lot of the tension and the stress, the unforgiveness, the pain. I released it all to God. And it was after that I was able to have a fresh revelation from God. And God gave me this idea that I just recently started, and hopefully by the time this video goes out, I will have finished it and I will release it to you guys. But I have a really great project coming up. God has given me so much ideas, and like just things that I've been praying to God to do. Finally, they are coming out so much easier now because I finally made space. And maybe it wasn't the clothing giving away that I did, but I think it was the first step of actually going to God and saying, God, I want to relinquish my control and I want to make space for you. So I'm urging you to create change in your life that will not just benefit you but will benefit those around you. So many times, like if you look at the internet, the one thing that's always promoted is buy more, buy more, buy more. People's skincare routines involve like 20 plus products. Why do you need to be putting all those things on your face at the same time? Nobody wants to live a simple life anymore. Nobody wants to just have a casual, anything casual anymore. Everything just has to be high end. Everything just has to be exclusive. Everything just has to be more, more, more. But I'm here to tell you that more is not always better. It's not always that the grass is greener on the other side. It's what the grass is greener wherever you water it. So I want to encourage you to create change in your life, right? And also, that could include the desires that you have. I remember I was praying to God for friends, I was praying to God for community, and it got to the point where I was idolizing it until I think God was fed up of me asking about this thing every single time, even though He was telling me no, to the point where He gave me a dream, and in that dream, it was just a clear no. Like He showed me exactly what I was trying to get myself into, and He showed me what He was protecting me from. So that goes back into an episode that I made a couple months ago of when God tells you no, right? It could be for your protection. So relinquish a lot of the control that you have. Let go of a lot of things that you want and make space for God to work in your life. We need to learn how to allow ourselves to grow, but a lot of us don't want change. We don't want to be the odd man out. We don't want to do things outside of our comfort zone. We want to just keep things. A lot of there's literally my red I have a red Jordans that I gave away to that man. I came upstairs and I thought I was done. God told me give those shoes away. I say, God, are you sure? Those are my nice sneakers. And God is like, give those sneakers away. I said, okay, God. I gave those sneakers away to that man. And a couple days later, my partner blesses me with the shopping spree that I wanted and everything on my wish list. I promise you guys, everything on my wish list that I had on my birthday, I got it in that week. Way better than the things that I gave away. Why? I was able to just say, okay, God, you take the control. You do whatever you want. I'm going to obey. So everything that works with God will not always make sense, but it will always benefit you. One thing I've also understood is that, or rather I've always tried to remember, is that when God tells us to do something, it's not for his benefit. Okay, God telling you to do something is literally not going to change who he is. He doesn't get better or worse. He's constant. He's God whether you believe in him, and he's God whether you don't believe in him, right? Everything that he tells us to do is for our benefit. The Bible doesn't tell us to worship God because giving him praise boosts his ego and makes him a better God or makes him more of a God. He is God whether we do those things or not, but worshiping him allows blessings to flow from him to us. Being obedient to him allows blessings to flow from him to us. So it's up to you. Are you going to listen to him? Are you ready to make the change in your life? A lot of the ideas that God has given some of you are not coming to fruition because your inability to change, because of your inability to listen. The first step to success is to relinquish control to God. Give him the control and be open to whatever change he's calling you to do. As soon as I've realized this, my mindset towards a lot of the things changed. Whereas situations that I used to see as a disadvantage, now I look at them as an advantage. Example, I spoke about in the beginning of the year, I got denied of an opportunity that I really, really wanted in the beginning of the year. But looking back now, being denied was actually a blessing because it has opened so many doors right now that wouldn't have been open if I had been in that position. So it's again, let God be in control. What is it in your life that you need to change? You need to ask yourself this: what goals do I have for myself? Well, how can I achieve those goals? But before you start even implementing an action plan to achieve those goals, you need to first say, where do I need to release things? Where do I need to make room for God? Because we have so much clutter in our head sometimes, and we have so much that we want to do, but we are not we are not respecting the fact that God is God, right? That means he's Lord over all. He's the one that has the answers, and he's the one who has the keys to every door. And I have this quote that I've written on my wall, and while I was doing this whole reset thing of my life, I read this quote and I was like, whoa, I can't believe God spoke to me. This is a quote that I wrote like 3 years ago. It says, change your mind, then your life will be changed. And that's what I want to tell you guys today. Change your mind and your life will be changed. Change the way that you view your problems. Change the way that you view the people you don't like. Change the way that you view, like example, there's a person in my life who's very important to me, but because now I don't look at them as this person's hateful, they're prideful, they're arrogant, they're horrible, they're stingy, they're all the things, all the bad names I could pin on them, I pinned on them. But now I don't look at them as, oh, this person's horrible. Now I look at them like, oh no, this person's broken. And the reason why they hurt me so much is because they are coming from a place of brokenness. When I pray for them, I don't pray for God to condemn them, but I pray for God to heal their broken heart. But today I want to encourage you to please change your ways and to give God the opportunity so that you can reach your full potential. So that is it for today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Again, follow me on TikTok if you aren't already, because I post a lot more on there. I have very important and very exciting news coming up in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye.